Hello, everyone. Gary Laubach, Mike Joseph. This is Behind the Mic, and we're going to switch things up a little bit. We're coming off a win as Lafayette knocked off Central Connecticut State by a 31-24 score and a bye week. So they've had a week to actually celebrate, a few days to look back and say we've got ourselves a victory, and now we go into the heart of the Patriot League schedule.
Yeah, I think it's a great – I think the bye week came at the right time. I mean, obviously you had a couple of tough losses in a row there. You go to Colgate, you don't play really well, but you come home and you get done what you need to get done. And more importantly, you get it done in the fourth quarter. You know, I had looked back when Lafayette scored the amount of points they scored in the second half. They had not done that very well. The third and fourth quarter have been very tough, especially the fourth quarter. But getting that win late, getting your senior into the end zone, getting the offensive line to click a little bit. Kevin Zadovesky coming back after kind of taking a few plays off there with the knee injury, came back. I mean, that was huge. So they got to be riding a little bit of a high right here. Again, the game home here is huge. Having Georgetown come in here, a team that's struggling a little bit, although they did get a win last week. But I think it's huge for Lafayette, and I look for nothing but good, solid play from all three phases.
And you've got to love the fact that we did not turn the ball over. I don't think there was a sack in that football game. We ran the ball a little bit better than we have in the past. It looked like we had improved scores just about everywhere.
Yeah, and you start with the quarterback. Sean O'Malley played fantastic. He didn't get a lot of pressure in his face. A lot of zone coverage, which Sean, you know, and most quarterbacks are going to be pretty good. But again, you got to comment on the offensive line, the way they protected him. They kept him upright, and he completed balls. And Sean shows you the strength in his arm that he can do that. He can fit it into tight windows. He's got good footwork. And you look at guys like Quinn Revere stepped up, and now Grant Jean. I mean, there were guys that stepped up for him and made plays, especially on that last drive.
Well, as happy as the Leopards are, I'm sure that's just as happy over in the Georgetown campus as they won their first Patriot League game in 3 years, and they beat a Fordham team by a 23-11 score. And they're a football team that has improved. We're going to look at a quarterback who played against us last year. We beat him 7-0 last year. I don't anticipate that kind of game this week. But tell us a little bit about Gunther Johnson. I know you've taken some looks at him.
Yeah, I've watched him twice on film right now, and he's very quick, and he's got a great attitude. You just watch him, and he's always got a smile on his face. He has a lot of fun playing the football game, and I watched him consistently throughout the Fordham game and just looked like he was having a good time. They took the lead early in that game. The ball comes out of his hands so quickly, and he makes great fakes. So they run a little bit of the read, but it's not read option where he's running. It's more read option where he's kind of RPO throwing the football. So Lafayette's going to have to get off blocks defensively. They're going to have to make sure tackles. If you look at some of the wide receivers, they have very good wide receivers, tall wide receivers. But Gunther Johnson, it starts with him. You cannot allow him to get off quickly. You have to confuse him a little bit. You have to make him understand that he can't always take his first read. But this is a kid that can beat you if you take him too lightly.
And it looks like they have a developing freshman in the backfield in Herman Moultrie. He ran for 62 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the ball game against Fordham. He's not the starter, but he looks like he's getting more and more touches throughout the football game. And, of course, they've got an outstanding linebacker in Wes Bowers. He's been around for a while, and this kid can really play.
Yeah, don't they always have a good linebacker? And they have great defense and DN, right? And Tate's a fantastic DN, and Bowers, it's just as good. I mean, you remember guys like McCabe. I mean, they always have guys that can play and they can run to the football, and it starts kind of with that middle linebacker. If you're strong up the middle, which I think this team is, you wonder if Lafayette's going to have to kind of work outside in offensively, maybe kind of spread them out, maybe back them off a little bit, because it's going to be tough to run inside the tackles, and we know Lafayette struggled doing that. But having a guy like Kevin Zadovesky back, I think, is much, much stronger in the middle, and you know Lafayette's going to try to at least establish the run.
There is a lot at stake here. Georgetown, and I don't think I've ever said this, is in first place, or at least undefeated in the Patriot League at 1-0. It looks like Colgate is certainly the team to beat in the Patriot League, but everybody else seems to be even. So it's good to get a jump on the Patriot League, and Lafayette has an opportunity to win 2 in a row and do just that. It'll all unfold at 3:30 from Fisher Stadium. Join us. We'll be there. For Behind the Mic, I'm Gary Laubach. He's Mike Joseph. Thanks for joining us.